This is Mari Sukers, your ACDP MP, serving in the National Assembly on the Portfolio Committee on Basic Education. The ACDP is the oldest Christian political party in South Africa, and for the last 30 years we have been your voice, your Christian voice in Parliament, both in national parliament, provincial parliament, and serving at local government. I'm going to be speaking to you about the BELA Bill and some of the statements that came out of the public hearings that were made by the ruling party and some officials. I'm going to be dealing with the facts on the BELA Bill, and our video, please share, like, and distribute to all your networks. During the current public hearings underway in the different provinces, members of the public were instructed that they cannot speak on anything that is not in the bill. Public hearings is not a privilege. It's not something given to you by the goodwill of the current governing party. It is your constitutional right. No one can tell you what you need to say, how you need to say it, and even determine what you need to think about the BELA Bill. No one. Now let's deep dive into this whole issue around abortion and the BELA Bill. So let's ask ourselves the question, what is policy? Okay, I'm going to read to you from the People's Assembly website, which aims to promote public awareness and accountability and to bridge the gap between ordinary people and their elected officials, right? So it states the following in terms of what policy is. Policies are outlines of governmental goals and plans. Policies are not laws, they are strategic documents that define the regulations. The DBE developed a policy on the management and prevention of learner pregnancy in December 2021. This policy is in force in South African schools. And what are the three things that this policy is aimed at? 1, CSE, 2, contraception, 3, abortion. Now, because we're dealing with the facts, I'm going to refer to the document of the department, the actual policy, and what its stated goal is. It reads the following. The goal of this policy is to reduce the incidence of learner pregnancy through the provision of quality, comprehensive sexuality education and access to adolescent and youth-friendly sexual reproductive health services. To provide sexual reproductive health services, including access to effective contraceptive technologies in association with social sector partners, to enable learners to make informed choices, avoid unintended pregnancy, or as necessary, to obtain abortions. Children as young as 12 can be referred for abortion. Let's talk about you can't tell. It's a secret. Clause 5.8 states the following. No person within the basic education system, regardless of their position or role, will disclose information relating to a pregnant learner without their written consent. Parents cannot be told about any treatment or abortion. The third aspect, you must implement the policy. Let's look at that. Clause 6.1.5 says the following. That principals, educators, and SGB members are expected, and I quote, to comply with and support the aims of this policy and its implementation. Now, I'm going to remind you of something that happened during the deliberations. Mr. Ndlebe, the official, the author of the BELA Bill, he said the following during the deliberations to the committee. He said policy is not enforceable. We need regulations in order for policies to be enforced. So, clause 39, if it gives the minister the power to issue regulations, and those regulations are based on their policy, and which of course we can safely assume it would be, then this policy would become enforceable in our schools by law. On the 26th of September last year, I asked the minister a written question. I asked what regulations are being developed, and their answer back to me did not mention the regulations for learner pregnancy. Are we really to believe that there are no regulations on learner pregnancy? Really? All that it means by their non-answer is that the regulations has already been developed, or that they plan to quickly draft regulations the moment the BELA Bill is passed.